or something close to that. Yeah. Miradi inayomchomea Ruto. We know clearly the issues of agriculture, health services, markets, environment, those are county functions.
Yes.
Yeah, this is what we are seeing the president talking about when he goes there. And this has led to a level, although it's not being talked about, that there's some level of conflict between county administrators or county governments, including governors, who now claim witch hunt from national government for failing to work in tandem with what the president needs. Do you agree that that is an issue there, that the president probably is overstepping his mark and going into territory that's not his?
Yes, Fred, the fact is President Ruto has not done anything that you can point out and say, this is what President Ruto's government has done. And so what President Ruto is doing, because he's very desperate of launching projects, because I think it is his pastime, then what he does, he identifies any project, whether done by CDF or by the county government, and that is what he launches. And I say this because I can tell you, in 2023, President Ruto came to Murang'a in a town called Kangari and launched an Uji project by the county government. And images are there. If somebody, does some research, you'll find us there with big mugs, taking porridge. So this was an Uji project, an Uji program that was, of course, done by the county government that President Ruto came to launch. There were reports when he went to Laikipia, in Nanyuki to be particular, he launched CDF classes. And of course, I know that Tandaza and others that support that side will tell you, no, it was not CDF project and what have you. But that is what President Ruto is doing. Because we would expect the president to be launching major road projects, and of course coming back to the people and telling them, hi, hey, look here, I was here 1 year ago, launched this road. Today, I'm commissioning it because it's complete. There is nothing like that happened, at least not in central Kenya, where he visited recently. Maybe he has done something in the coast, and maybe Kasim Tandaza can tell us. But in our place, we did not see any project that he launched or any project that he commissioned that has been done by the national government. And let us let people get the truth, Fred. When we talk about these markets that President Ruto is constructing, and it's good you have observed that this should be, this something devolved, it should be a function of the county government. And what we strongly believe is that these monies that are being used to construct these market structures should actually be, should be released to county governments, and county governments should be the ones implementing these projects. And again, if you look at priorities, and I think I would want my brother Kasim to comment about this, look at some of the market structures being constructed in some very rural places, Fred, and they are storied buildings where actually even the locals, they would just pass by and buy some sukumas, some onions, and that kind of thing. And nobody would actually even go to first floor to purchase anything. Have that and then cascade it, or have that and compare it to the very urgent need that we have for labs in junior secondary schools, because we need to have these kids exposed so that those that want to join STEM then are exposed and have been identified by the teachers. Their competencies have been identified by the teachers. Because what we need in most of these rural places where we are constructing these market structures, what we would need are just shades for the few, traders that are there, and not expensive projects, because we should appropriate our money in better and more urgent, more pressing issues. When you talk about this affordable housing, and Kasim Tandaza here has rubbished submission, what we should be asking ourselves about this affordable housing. In Murang'a, it is only being done in a place called Mackenzie. And I think once complete, it will just be about 120 units only. Murang'a has a population.
But shouldn't that be the kind of project that the president is launching, a national level project?
That's
mega
it.
infrastructure, affordable housing.
Yes. But I wanted to say something about that. I mean, you are busy telling us you're constructing affordable housing. In Murang'a, the only units that are under construction are 120 in a county that has a population of over 1 million people. So how many, Fred, how many people will benefit? I mean, look at the percentages and look at, the viability of this project. The other thing, please, Fred, before I exit, look at the number of beneficiaries. I mean, and then, something that Kasim will not tell you is that when these affordable houses are complete, those that occupy those houses are supposed to buy them. They not be dished to them. They're supposed to buy them and pay a deposit and a balance. So at the end of the day, that homeless person will not be able to get a home through this affordable housing. Sure. And then, of course, we have, that's why Professor is saying that hardware items are not moving because of the corruption. Because what has happened is the price of construction has really risen. I mean, with low demand, but prices are still going up. Okay. Why? Because of the corruption cartels. We know what DEFCI is doing with.
But I want us to focus
and that
more.
Is why these costs are there.
I want us to focus more on the projects that could be or could introduce some conflict between the two levels of government. Yeah. The affordable housing project is a national government project. That's no problem. Some major roads, mega infrastructure, national government. But I'm looking at instances where now the president is interested in launching a market that is a function of the county government and then puts pressure on the county administration to fast track the project for the benefit of the president. Don't you